Were your pinkies up?
Well, I'm sorry. I'll put them up now.
Yeah,
I'm
contractually obligated. We have to commentate this entire match with our pinkies up, Joe.
Okay. I'll have it out if I sip my water.
That was part of Allison Kay's rider.
Bottom line is, though, I think a lot of people overlooked her when she was laying the foundation and the groundwork and busting down barriers and changing people's preconceived notions about women's wrestling. And without Allison Kay, we might have a women's division here today.
Former NWA World's Women's Champion.
Yeah. Women's champion in Impact. I mean, she's done so much. Everywhere she's been, she's risen to the top. But Ray Lyn is not intimidated by the size disadvantage. Ray Lyn's got a black belt in Taekwondo. She studied all over the world, including the Marvelous Dojo in Japan.
Oh.
She was over there for about 3 months' time a couple of years ago.
Oh, and runs right into a brick wall known as AK-47.
Yeah. Ray Lyn, also a former OVW Women's Champion. We'll see if those credentials help her out here. Leapfrog, nicely done.
Spent a lot of her time on the East Coast, if I'm not mistaken.
Absolutely, yeah. East Coast, Midwest. I mean, she makes her rounds. IWZ Women's Champion. She does it all. And, nice rapid-fire arm drag.
Into a beautiful arm drag. And she did it with the pinky up.
It's the quickness of Ray Lyn that's throwing off Allison Kay.
Kay, typically known as that powerhouse.
Yeah, and she hasn't got a chance to get Ray Lyn in her grasp. Ray Lyn is very bubbly, very energetic.
Almost kind of sort of like somebody that Allison Kay took offense to last week. Sky Blue.
Yeah, you can make those comparisons, I would say. Ray Lyn is
beautiful.
Nice Hurricane Rana.
Beautiful Hurricane Rana.
And I noticed that last week, Allison Kay very rudely, as Ray Lyn goes into the cover, finds to dismiss Sky Blue and said, you know what, honey, 12-year-old, whatever she called her, dismissed her for not belonging in a ring, not knowing how to wrestle.
Said she learned a hammerlock last week.
Basically, you get out of my ring, the ring I built for you. And Sky Blue, hey, she just had a tough match. Win of her career against Taya. Congratulations to her. She knew better than to pick a fight with AK at that point.
Wheelbarrow suplex.
But you know that Sky Blue isn't taking that lightly, and you know that adversity has been a source of strength for Sky Blue through all of this. So you got to wonder if there's going to be a counterattack, a counterfire from Sky Blue at some point, verbally or physically.
Now Allison Kay just laying the boots on Ray Lyn. Ray Lyn making her AAW debut. I mean,
and again,
what an opportunity this is. Looking for a cover there.
Yeah, I mean, highly touted. And again, it's the Styles Clash that really makes this story on a night where we've got Fred Yehi in action against Travis Titan. What a controversial ending to last week's broadcast with Fred Yehi, really crossing some boundaries with the way he treated Manders, choking the life out of him, while Mance Warner was powerless, helpless, forced to watch his friend.
Who the hell were those guys?
I shudder to think.
And then on top of that, what the hell was Gia Miller doing out here? Is she behind all that?
I have no idea. I wish I knew. Maybe we'll get some answers to this broadcast. I hope so, at least. Gary Jay's with us. He's a name that has been synonymous with Midwest professional wrestling for many, many years. He'll take on the other portion of Second Gear crew, Matt Justice. I don't know if he's going to be in any way addressing that situation, but you know his heart always lies with his brothers as well, but he's got a hell of a fight here tonight as well. Very physical matchup that's going to be.
And then, of course, we heard comments last week from a debuting man here in AAW, Ren Jones, going to be in action later tonight, but we got to look back to the action in the ring right now. It seems like Allison Kay has found her footing, has found exactly where she wants this contest to be.
Well, I notice Allison Kay is over top of Ray Lyn, who shifts the weight here for two. This is where Kay wants to be. Ray Lyn cannot have that frenetic motion and out-quicken Allison Kay in this position, quite obviously. And this Fujiwara-style armbar, Ray Lyn is in no position to get to a rope, and in little position to counter. She's bridged up to her knees to alleviate some of that pressure and roll over onto her back, but still in the grasp of AK-47.
Now Allison Kay transitioning into that hammerlock. The hold that quote-unquote Sky Blue learned last week.
Yeah, well, I noticed the positioning of Kay. She's in a position around the shoulders of Ray Lyn where she can press forward to her body.
Went transitioned into a hammerlock, into a double wrist lock, a Kimura, if you will.
Yeah, and that not only puts pressure on the wrist, but it'll potentially pop out a shoulder if you put enough pressure on it against the grain in the opposite way it's meant to go. Ray Lyn's got to get to a vertical base, and that's the counter. Just muscle AK back. It's just a desperation strike.
Well, I mean, you got to, last week we saw some great action. We also heard some very, very strong words. Johnny Bravo.
Is he here again?
I mean, apparently he's here to stay. I don't know what his situation is here in AEW. I don't know who he's looking to manage. as Allison K drops Ray Lyn, center of the ring. And then, of course, we heard from our newest manager, a man many people know, Chucky Smooth.
I think Allison K is much more adept at submissions and holds than maybe any other athlete on the AAW women's roster. And the way she's been able to trap Ray Lyn and just physically dominate her is something that, we see High On with the power, we see a couple of other athletes with the agility, but this is a different dynamic to the women's division that we haven't seen in quite some time, and AK's dominating with it. This straitjacket-like submission, and notice again, you're stretching upward on Ray Lyn's neck, and that's torquing her back across the weight of AK, and again, just manipulating and pretzeling Ray Lyn's body in ways it's not meant to go. Just a mountain smothering with rice.
Just a flurry of offense there from AK-47. Stays on the mount.
Well, AK feels that this is her house, and Ray Lyn is in her way at this point in time. And it's been quite a bit. It's been, a few years since we've seen AK. Frustration has been building up for quite some time, and she was at home all through this pandemic thinking about this and the fact that she doesn't think people appreciate her the way that they should.
Absolutely. I mean, you got to think, the disrespect that that comes when you look at you look at a place like AAW. Before there was a women's division, there was the Heidi Lovelaces. Yep. There was Kimberly. There was Allysin Kay. The list goes on and on and on. Candice LeRae. So many of these phenomenal athletes. Before there was a championship for them to fight for, they were mixing it up with the very best athletes that AAW had to offer, whether they were female, whether they were male.
Cover here in the ring, AK with such a power on that fall-away slam, Ray Lyn almost slid completely out of the ring. That is scary strength from Allison K, and I couldn't even fathom a guess as to what the height advantage is here, but all AK to say the least.
AK all the way.
There you go.
Taking offense.
Yeah, if I was that official, I would not bow up to AK
either. Wait a second,
roll up here, roll
cover.
Up.
Only able to get the two, but maybe that's exactly what Ray Lyn. Just like that, Ray Lyn. That was a desperation cover. Yeah. You could tell by the way she reacted after Allison K kicked out. Allison K, quick on the attack, quick on the strike, and quick to reclaim her dominance in this contest so far.
Ray Lyn's got to be sneaking, got to be opportunistic. She's a little spitfire. She'll find a way to keep bugging you like a little gnat, like a fly that lands on you. You try to get her away, but she keeps coming and bringing it. And she's got that resiliency. And AK, I think, is realizing that and offended that Ray Lyn brought some kind of fight. And just those body blows across the sternum and the chest cavity, Ray Lyn stacked up for two.
Only able to get the two.
What would AK's reaction be if a debuting star beats her in what she considers her house?
I mean, I wouldn't want to see it.
No.
I feel like we're going to see some furniture flying if that's the case.
We'll be hiding under furniture if we have to. Jeez, what a physical shot.
Oh, Ray Lyn firing back up with everything that she's got.
I guarantee you, Ray Lyn's good enough to be here. She's good enough to excel, but what a tough draw right out of the chute. Jeez. I don't know if you want to match strike for strike with Allison K.
Oh.
And Taekwondo background as it is, kickboxing background. And there you see, that allowed Ray Lyn to get that high kick in, but AK responds in kind, and we are at a stalemate. This is a hell of a match.
Both contenders down. Who's going to be the first one back up to their feet? We're seeing some life out of Allison K. Slowly starting to see some out of Ray Lyn.
Ray Lyn will have to dig down just a tad bit deeper with the punishment she's taken in this matchup to find that guts, to find that intestinal fortitude. And now, this is smart, trying to knot up that thigh muscle, take out that vertical base.
Flurry of strikes here from the Taekwondo expert.
Yeah.
Sweeps the leg out of her leg. There we go, Ray Lyn. Slowly starting to take advantage.
Yeah, AK's off her feet and charge it through with a knee. This could be all, stacked her up for two. You can sense the frustration setting in, but Ray Lyn may be feeling renewed life. AK's on the defensive, she's reeling for the first time in this matchup. Ray Lyn an opening, a chance, seize the moment.
Now Ray Lyn heading up to the high rent district, heading all the way up to that top rope. Allison K cuts her off at the pass.
Yeah, so much was taken out of Ray Lyn, it took her a while to get up there. And AK, she's so tall, she barely has to reach up to get to Ray Lyn, but she does. Now join her on those that second turnbuckle.
Okay, looking to put an end to this contest.
Jeez, those thudding shots to the back. God, you could feel that.
Annoying and effective at the same time if you're Ray Lyn. Superplex there by AK-47. Allison K looking to capitalize, looking for that cover, feeling the effects herself.
And that could be devastating. Notice what it took out of Allison K as well. And Ray Lyn was several feet above her on the impact. from midair, and AK cannot finish this with the cover right now. Ray Lyn is rolling free out of the way. And how about that? Ray Lyn was up to her feet at about the same time AK was. That's one of those situations where the high risk maybe did pay off.
Oh, good
but
God.
the pump kick makes up for it. Hook of the leg. No.
All it takes that split second when you're Allison K. Now has her hooked. Hoisting her up. Might be looking for that AK-47. No, Ray Lyn finds her way out the back door. Sunset flip.
Could be an upset. No.
Oh, and a round kick. Into the crusher.
Yeah, Ray Crayola, I think that was.
Looking for
That's going to do it.
Looking for the upset. Only able to get the 2.
My God, a half second away from pinning Allison K in an AAW ring, and there's so few people that can claim that.
The Ray Crayola?
Ray Crayo.
Oh. I was going to say, that would be a phenomenal name for a move.
Well, you just gave her an idea. She's colorful enough. Get the sponsorship.
Able to duck that round kick.
Ray Crayo again.
Looking for that Ray Crayo. Instead, ducks that clothesline. Discus lariat! That heavy D from Detroit, Michigan, from Allison K. Hoists her up, and now AK-47.
Hell of a fight by Ray Lyn.
That's going to do it.
But the queen reascends to the throne.
Pinky's up.
11 minutes, 9 seconds. Your winner, AK-47, Allison K.
Well, Allison K reasserts herself here in AAW, but